Hey guys, this is Marc Goldberg from Marc Vlogs Watches, and I'm here today to give you a valuable video experience, and we're going to talk about how you can make adjustments, minor and major, to your own Rolex Oyster bracelet. But before we do that, oops, I've been showing it this whole time. We should do the quick wristwatch check, and here it is. I am wearing the now discontinued Batman, not to be confused with the Batgirl, because the Batman is offered on this beautiful Oyster bracelet with polished center links, clasp, and easy link adjustment system. So we are going to momentarily turn the camera around and talk about how to make micro and macro adjustments to your own Rolex. This is something that you can do yourself. Now, if you're an old hand, a salty dog, you might be saying, hey, I've done this myself countless times. What are you talking about? But I have to say, there's a lot of us who didn't know, and I walked around with a watch that was much looser than what I wanted for a very long time until I kind of figured out what to do about this. So, yes, it is possible to dial in micro adjustments on a Rolex Oyster bracelet. So let's turn the camera around, take a look, and talk about how to do it. Okay guys, so first of all, we're having a closer look at the Batman here. Now, let's get this off, and I'm going to show you the Easy Link system, which is located right here. Now, this is something that most of you already know about, but gee, what if it's on your watch and you didn't even realize it? See the little cutout here and on the other side? So if I just guide that backwards, there's a little hinge, which you can see right there. If I guide that backwards, there's a post there, and hopefully you just heard it snap in. And now I've turned a full link into a half link. That's a 5mm adjustment either way. So now it's in, and if I want to pull it out, I just lift and separate, just like the old Brazier commercials. And now I've increased that up to a full link. So again, here it is out, and here it is pushed in. Now this is not the sum total of what we're going to be talking about today. But this Easy Link turns a full link into a half link, and that gives you a 5mm adjustment. Very handy for those days when your wrist is swelling or contracting due to heat and cold. Now, there's more to it than just that, because if we open the Easy Link now, we can have a look inside the clasp. And now you see the little tiny dot right here where I've put my little screwdriver. Well, there's one on the other side, of course, you know, right there. And there are some spring bar pins, which are right here and here. These are my spring bar pins, and they are fitting into a hole which corresponds to this one. There's one there, and then there's another one on the other side, guys. So what you have here is you have three, okay? We have this one. We have the one that our spring bar is located in right now, and then we have that third one, which is right there. A little difficult to detect in this light, but now you can see it. All right, so our spring bar is in the middle. Now what we have to talk about is how to adjust this guy right here so we can pull it back to make this bracelet smaller, or pull it forward to make the bracelet larger. So let's talk about that. Okay, I guess there's something that we should talk about quickly before we discuss those little micro adjustments there, and that is the big adjustments. So you want to remove the appropriate number of links so you can get close, right? And we don't get like super close with this. This is for the fine adjustments, but the big adjustments are done by using a screwdriver like this one to remove screws. You just back them out, do it carefully. Guys, you want to do this when you're feeling really patient, and sit down, do it in good light. If you need to, then put on cheaters, you know, like granny glasses that will magnify. That's what I have to do, because you don't want to be scratching the high polished flanks of your links. You'll see that mine are a little dirty, but What they are not is all scratched up by slipping tools. Okay. Now, so you would just, back out a screw, remove a link, and then you could screw it all back together again. Just try and even it out as much as possible so that your clasp is not off center on your wrist. Once you close it all up, you want to be able to, center your clasp more or less on your wrist. Okay. Guys, here's a closer look at the links with the screw pins that run all the way through the link. Make sure you do this when you're wearing magnifying glasses if you need them, in good lighting, on a stable surface, and be calm and patient. Use a very high quality screwdriver, and then your screw heads are going to look nice and clean like this one once you've finished working on it. And this is what happens if you use a cheaper screwdriver. Everything is fine here. It's just that when you come in and magnify really close, you can see that the screw head is a little bit torn up. I mean, look guys, it's far from being stripped out, but it's just good policy to use a high quality tool and use it carefully. Now, here is a quick close-up of one of the screwdrivers that I use. It's not a very expensive one. It was a gift from my friend Michael, and he warned me this is for learning how to work on watches, but buy yourself a proper set to use on a Rolex, and yeah, I guess I better do that, huh? Fortunately, I have not boogered anything up, but if you take a really close look at the tip of this screw, you can see it's getting chewed up, so naturally it's not going to be very kind to your fine Rolex screws. You could probably buy new ones at the authorized dealer, but holy cow, I don't even know what those cost, and it's probably better to just use a good tool and don't let this happen to you. Learn from my mistakes. Guys, what you're looking at here is a dental tool, and I'm a dog trainer, and once in a while, and I just do this with my own dogs, but once in a while I scale their teeth, which means that I don't often have to go to the veterinarian. I know how to do this, I'm careful, so I'm not advocating you do this, but listen, what you're supposed to have is a good quality spring bar, but all I had is this dental set. So, what I found was, let's pop this puppy back open and let's go look at the micro adjustments. Let's presume now that we have the correct number of links in the bracelet, but we need to dial it in just a smidgen. So remember, we've got our hole here, one there, and then there's a third one over here. Again, I just get right in there with my dental tool, and I can pull over my spring bar. You can just about see what I'm talking about here. And I just pull over one side, put a little pressure on it with my thumb, pull over the other side, and it's just going to kind of snap forward or backward. I recommend you work on a soft surface so that you don't pop a spring bar loose and then go looking around for it. So I like to work on a very well lit table, and I put a towel down. So this is not hard to do, guys, but I have to say, it didn't occur to me for the longest time. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around so we can have a quick word. So maybe most of you guys know all of this stuff, but I'm sure this is going to help somebody. And you know what? Honestly, it would have helped me. I wore this watch very, very loose and sloppy for a very long time, even though I had the EZ link in. Did I take a link out? I did. I took a link out, and then it was too tight. And the EZ link, that's a pretty big adjustment. The 5 millimeters is more than you would think. And let's just say I could never get it nailed down, never got it dialed in right. I was near an AD, I popped in wearing this thing, and the watchmaker wasn't there, but the sales lady looked at it and goes, I need you to come back and talk to our watchmaker. She should have just said, hey, there's micro adjustments in there. Have you played with that? So sometimes we don't know the capacities of our own watch. Now, listen, guys, I am recommending that you be extremely careful with sharp objects near your multi-$1,000 Rolex watch. So if you've got, Seiko Prospect watches, if you've got some Timex Citizens laying around, that is the time to play around with your micro screwdrivers and kind of learn your craft very carefully. So I wanted you to know how to do this, number one. Number two, I want you to know you should probably, don't do what I do. Do not use dog tooth equipment and cheap screwdrivers. Get the good stuff. You can find it on Amazon. If you're paying $5 for your tools, you don't want those ones. It's a $10,000 watch. You should be a little careful. However, you should also be able to dial in the adjustments so that you're comfortable and happy with your Rolex. I hope this has been an entertaining video for you. Please like it, please subscribe. I would love to be one of your favorite YouTube celebrities. Celebrity is not the right word, but you know what I'm talking about. I would like to be one of your watch YouTubers. So hey, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that stuff, and I'm gonna see you again. Goldberg, peace out.